ready for anything. They saw him sooner than he saw them. Yes, they saw him. Whether it was an accident or a last trick of the ring before it took a new master, it was not on his finger. With yells of delight, the goblins rushed upon him. A pang of fear and loss, like an echo of Gollum's misery, smote Bilbo, and forgetting even to draw his sword, he stuck his hand into his pockets. And there the ring was still in his left pocket, and it slipped on his finger. The goblins stopped short. They could not see a sign of him. He vanished. They yelled twice as loud as before, but not so delightfully. "Where is it?" they cried. "Go back up the passage," some shouted. "This way," some yelled. "That way," others yelled. "Look out for the door," bellowed the captain. Whistles blew, armors clashed, swords rattled, goblins cursed and swore and ran hither and thither, falling over one another and getting very angry. There was a terrible outcry to do and disturbance. Bilbo was dreadfully frightened, but he had the same sense to understand what had happened and to sneak behind a big barrel which held drink for the goblin guards, and so get out of the way and avoid being bumped into, trampled to death, or caught by feel. "I must get to the door, I must get to the door," he kept on saying to himself, but it was a long time before he ventured to try. Then it was like a horrible game of blind man's bluff. The place was full of goblins running around, and the poor little hobbit dodged this way and that, was knocked over by a goblin who could not make out what he bumped into, scrambled away on all fours, slipped between the legs of the captain just in time, got up and ran for the door. It was still ajar, but a goblin had pushed it nearly to. Bilbo struggled, but he could not move it. He tried to squeeze through the crack. He squeezed, and he stuck! It was awful! His buttons had got wedged on the side of the door and the doorpost. He could see outside into the open air. There were a few steps running down into a narrow valley between the tall mountains. The sun came out from behind a cloud and shone bright on the outside of the door, but he could not get through. Suddenly one of the goblins inside shouted, "There is a shadow by the door! Something is outside!" Bilbo's heart jumped into his mouth. He gave a terrific squirm. Buttons burst off in all directions. He was through with a torn coat and waistcoat, leaping down the steps like a goat, while bewildered goblins were still picking up his nice brass buttons on the doorstep. Of course, they soon came down after him, hooting and hollowing and hunting among the trees, but they don't like the sun. It makes their legs wobble and their heads giddy. They could not find Bilbo with the ring on, slipping in and out of the shadow of the trees, running quick and quiet and keeping out of the sun. So soon they went back, grumbling and cursing, to guard the door. Bilbo had escaped. All right, that is chapter 5. So much fun, right? We still have no idea what happened to our wizard, our dwarves, and all that type of stuff. So go ahead, see if that question or that chapter answered any questions for you. What do you guys think about Gollum? He's a fun character. Again, you should go through it. Try to make your best Gollum voices. It's really fun to do. All right, as we can see here, our next chapter, chapter 6, out of the frying pan and into the fire. That is actually a real saying that people say. Not really anymore so much, but it's real. All right, so go ahead and take some guesses as to what you think is going to happen next. Make sure you go back, do all of your summaries, your high-low plot stuff, characters, all that stuff. Get it all set up, and on to chapter 6. We will see you real soon. Have a wonderful day. Bye.